What's up, everybody? Walter Hooper, host of Talking with Hawkins, and we are on episode 2. Yes, that's right. We are back. We took just a very brief break, but now we are back, and we're catching up with Alex Hawkins, who's running for the House District 55 in Michigan, in Rochester Hills. And Alex has been campaigning, and now he's here to give us some updates. And as I mentioned in the last episode, we're going to get into a little bit more of the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. So without further ado, I have here with me again Alex Hawkins. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, happy to be back. I really appreciate it. We had a great first episode, and I've just been waiting and really excited to start the second one.
Well, we're glad to have you back, and I know everyone's thrilled to hear back and dive even deeper into, like I said, the meat and potatoes of this campaign. So, first and foremost, how's the campaign going so far, and how have the people been responding?
It's been going very well. You know, we had our kickoff a month and change ago. I had such an incredible turnout. We had it at Rochester Mills Brewery downtown Rochester. We packed the place. We had more people than could fit in our area. I had so much support from local friends, local family, grandparents that live in Rochester, people on both sides of the political aisle that I didn't think would support me that came out and said, hey, you're the guy, and have posted on my stuff. Hey, Alex Hawkins is the one to represent you. Alex Hawkins is the one to flip the district. People have responded very well. The support that I've got from teachers from elementary school, middle school, high school, mentors, old coworkers, everybody pouring out has just truly been incredible.
Yep. So everyone showed up is what I'm hearing. So that's awesome. So let's get into my first question I have here for you is, so you have some competition. I think it's kind of known in politics. You're going to have that, people that you're running against or the case may be. So why should voters choose you over the competition?
I'm the local candidate. I believe in climate change. I'm the environmental candidate. I don't either disbelieve in it, and I'm not bought out by any large energy companies, right? So I'm a true local candidate. I'm not here to take money from people that I shouldn't. It's hard enough to get money from people that I know. I don't need to go and seek it out from people that have ulterior motives. I know that I'm going to work harder and fight more than any of the other candidates. I know I'm going to knock more doors, and I know that I'm going to connect with people on a level that some of my competitors won't be able to, just because I've been in the district. I've been in the county, I've been in the area. My wife went to college at Oakland University, right? We have really deep connections in the area, and they just snowball. They continue. Every time you have one, you have another and another. And I know that I'm the best candidate, and it's time for Rochester to change up leadership a little bit and put somebody else there.
Okay, well, you heard it here first, folks. Right there. So, if and when elected, what's going to be one of the big initiatives that you're going to do for the community?
Which is crazy that I have to say this, but I'm going to continue to fight for a woman's right to choose. I'm going to continue to fight for IVF and make sure that the government doesn't have to step in and restrict these things, and that even though the people of Michigan spoke and chose to allow abortion and have it set in the Constitution, I'm going to make sure that there is nobody else on the other side of the aisle that can come in and try and restrict it in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to fight to protect the environment and continue to fight for those green spaces we have in Rochester. And I'm going to work hard for the working families and the young families and the retired people in Rochester, and just going to work for everybody to make sure that Rochester's the best place to live, to work, to raise a family, to retire, and make sure that everything is how people want it to be. When I go to doors, I talk to them, and people say, hey, what's the one thing you want changed? And the biggest response I get is, things are pretty good here. People are generally pretty happy with what's going on. So those are the things that I listed, are a few of the things that I'm going to fight for, but I'm not coming in to make the biggest changes in the world. I'm just going to continue to fight for the rights of the people of Rochester.
Okay. All right. That's pretty passionate, pretty straightforward. I like it. So speaking of obviously politics and all things considered, we had political figures. They're all over, and someone inspires another. As they say. So for you, who is your go-to favorite political figure that inspired you, or you admire, you look up to? Who would that individual for you be?
Sometimes it ebbs and flows, right? So I read Ulysses S. Grant's biography, and I was really into him for a while and learning about that, but that's more of a wartime, esque president. More recently with kind of drawing parallels to what's happening now, John F. Kennedy is really my political inspiration. He was a leader. He had a very strong progressive vision for America. He made sure that people understood that there needed to be a call to service, right? Call to public service. Get people into government, not just sending everybody off to the private sector, but ensuring that we have a strong operational government with very competent people to make sure that all of our services are running the way that they should. His presidency was short-lived, but he left such a lasting impact on our country that even with his short time, it's really inspirational to see how long of a legacy he was able to leave with that short time.
Yeah, his time was cut pretty abruptly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, no, I mean he definitely he made a pretty big footprint in modern today's culture and political society. So community. Let's talk about community relations, the people of the community. So what are some things that you some of the things that people in the community of Rochester, what are some of the things that they enjoy about that, and what can you relate about that?
Yeah, so the people of Rochester love to be outside, right? They love the parks. They love dog parks. They love regular parks, old and young. Doesn't matter the age. People are out there walking around. People are downtown. People are going into the shops, going into the stores, going into the restaurants. Rochester is a community that I don't think has to go outside of its community to get everything that it needs or wants, right? There are some communities that don't offer all the things, and I think Rochester does, and it allows people to remain there and continue to flourish and allow the district to continue to progress and become more efficient, effective. And the students at Oakland University are great. They're out there, they're active, they do stuff in the community. There are so many different community organizations. The Rochester Rotary does incredible work. Neighborhood House, which is another local organization. There's so many of these local organizations that help people, that work for the people, that go out of their way to make sure that the people of Rochester Hills are able to, sometimes if they fall on hard times, have the opportunity to still flourish and still move forward. So, that resonates pretty strong with me because public service is all I've ever done really after high school. So that resonates with me, and I know that I enjoy being outside and I enjoy all the same things in the community. So that's why I think I'm a perfect fit.
Yeah, and then something to kind of go off of that as well. So you're talking a lot about, we talk about the community, we talk about the people of Rochester. When you've connected with the individuals and the citizens, what for them, what have you heard from their voices and their concerns? What has been one of the big things that they've kind of expressed, interest or concern about, that they want to see change or evolve? What would that be, do you think?
Yeah, so a lot of the people that I've talked to, they have concerns about things like the power lines. They don't, the power lines are more reliable buried underground, and we have outages, right? And people want to see those power lines buried to make sure that they have reliable power and that they're not a nuisance. We have people that struggle with parking tickets. There used to be a longer period of time, a grace period, and that was taken away. That some of these issues that are hyper niche, there's Rochester voted overwhelmingly to not allow dispensaries in Rochester.
Say what?
Yeah, they voted against it, but these marijuana companies continue to come in and advertise, and so we've heard from some of the people of Rochester that they're okay with marijuana. They understand that it's legal in the state of Michigan, but they just didn't want the dispensaries in their city. But the companies are able to come in and continue to advertise in a way that the citizens kind of have some concerns about. So some of those like hyper niche issues that I've talked to the constituents about, really help educate me and help broaden my view of what's going on at the most local level.
But I also think too that is still a hot topic, as well.
Absolutely.
And even like you said, it's legal. Like it's legal. like there's a place right up the road here, just across the street, here from our studio. So it's like it's here. I think it's just. And do you think maybe it's what they don't know? Maybe concerns them or scares them. It's kind of that old adage of like, if you don't fully know or understand something, you that's where maybe fear kind of comes in. Or
yeah, I think that Rochester, in District 55 does have an older population, and there was the just say no era, right? And so there's a lot of people who worked government jobs or worked and it just wasn't an option. So they, things have been well and things are great. So why would they want to change something? And they're maybe not sure about that change. I've never been able to partake in any sort of recreational drug because I've been in the military since I graduated high school, and that's not allowed. So, it doesn't directly affect me because I can't partake anyway. But, I understand the concerns that they have, and sometimes it's just that education piece to try and bring that education to those people. And if they're not, maybe they all understand and they still just say, hey, things are good how it is and we don't want to change that, which I understand that argument too. But, for those that don't have that understanding or maybe want to know more, I'd be happy to work with them on that.
Yeah. Again, communicate, ask the questions. That's why he's here. That's why he's running. He wants to hear from you, the people, the constituents, the citizens of the community. So, you're campaigning, you're doing all the things, you're fighting the good fight. What is for you in the near future, outside of winning, of course, during this campaign, what's one of the big objectives that you want to accomplish with this thing?
Connect with the voters, connect with the people of Rochester, because win or lose, my wife and I are staying there. We're buying a house. We are going to be in Rochester. My wife she just finished her second year of medical school. So there's going to be we're going to have to see where she matches for residency, right? So, but that's where we want to be. That's where we want to raise our family. So win or lose, making connections with people in the area, making connections with business owners, with the Rotary, with, the churches or places of worship. All of those things are only going to benefit me, even if I don't win, by just being able to have more people in the community that I can connect with, that I can work with, that I can help, that can help me if I need help or if my wife needs help, right? If I get deployed or if something happens, having more people in your community is always beneficial. And depending on what happens, right? If I win, it's great. I have them there. If I don't win and I move on to another job, I still have those people that I can lean on and can lean on me, and we can work together to continue to grow that area and make it the best place.
Yes. You heard it. So, to continue that good vibe, good positivity wave, what's been one of the most exciting initiatives that's happened in Rochester, in the city, that you've been very very pleasantly pleased with, so to speak? What there's any sort of, like I said, initiatives, any sort of projects that the city's that's been going on that you're like, wow, that's really neat?
Yeah, so the city's been working really. Traffic is a problem. Rush hour traffic.
Oh yeah,
is a big problem, as you know, right? At OU, on Avon, on Rochester Road, anywhere you want to go between 3 and 7 p.m. Right? So I know that Rochester and Rochester Hills, they've been working very hard. My brother-in-law is actually a civil engineer for a company that does a lot of the work there, so he's there all the time, and I know firsthand all the work that they're doing to try and improve the roads, to try and figure out the best way to route the traffic. Also, Rochester Hills, Mayor Barnett just approved a large, millions of dollars to renovate, I believe, Bloomer Park. And so they're working to improve the park. So there are these initiatives to continue, improving the Clinton River Trail, to improve the parks, to improve the roads, so that it's an active progression to keep moving forward. Nothing's stagnant. Nothing. People always feel that nothing's changing, right? Because you can't see it when you see it every day. But when you take a step back and you're able to see it, all the things that are happening, and you give it some time, there's really quite a lot happening to make it a better place.
Yeah, and to go off of the roads and all that, it's it's infuriating at times. I remember making that commute because I went to going to OU. For those that are unaware, I was an alumni of Oakland University. Go Golden Grizzlies!
Go Grizzlies!
It's I worked part time on the weekends, so I had a part time job. So it's like in traveling from Rochester, going back to at that time I was living in Harrison Township, and my God, oh man, like I said, it could be absolutely infuriating because the big thing too, I think, unlike on this side of town, the east side, over there, you pretty much have to take the big main roads. You have to take University, you have to take Avon, you have to take Big Beaver, you have to take
Adams.
Adams. The Hill. Pepperidge Farms remembers. So, we like to have fun here. But so to hear about that, it's like, okay, good. Finally, there's something that's being done, and to make the commute easier, smoother, because that's all we want, really. In the high traffic, metaphorically and literally, society that we're in. I mean, we gotta make it a little easier. So that's really exciting to hear. So I'm glad that you have that intel on that. So thank you. So before we wrap things up here, we're gonna continue with a good, fun, light question, something that's, I think, once again, for people to get to know you as a person, not just the candidate, because we had some great information and being relayed here today. So, traveling. I know you're local, Rochester and all. That's a great community, but when you are not, doing all the things and embracing all things that Rochester Hills has to offer, is there a particular spot that you and the wife like to, travel to, a favorite destination place here in the Mitten, somewhere up north, west, east, whatever the case may be? Where is your go-to vacation/destination spot here in Michigan?
Yeah, I really thought you were going to hit me with one last real hard-hitting question. I appreciate that. This is a little bit, it's a little bit lighter. My wife's family had a house in Caseville growing up, so they used to go out there. She loved it. I would go out there, and I went and visited a couple times. We love going out there. But the last time we went was before I deployed to the Middle East. My wife and I went out there with our puppy, and we played in the water, and we haven't gotten out there as much as we'd like, but we had a great time. We love going up to Traverse City. We love going on going up there with friends and doing a wine tasting tour. Going up there, I have step siblings that live in Traverse City. I have friends in my unit that live in Traverse City. So it's always fun to go up there, try new things, different wines, go out on the bay, and that's always a beautiful place to be. Haven't been out on Torch Lake, but one day when I grow up, I'll get out there. And then last, Mackinac City. My aunt was the director of the tourism bureau on Mackinac Island for a long time. So she lived on the island year round.
Oh man.
We didn't ever visit in the winter. We didn't want to go across the bridge and then come back. Yeah, but during the summer, we would go visit her. We would go ride bikes around the island. We would go do all of the Mackinac Island things. And she lives in Lansing now, but my wife and I still go up, and we bring our dog Luna, and they have those little carts that you can put behind the bike and put your dog in it. And so we go, we let Luna run until she's tired, and then she gets in a little dog crate. She gets to relax. We ride around the island. We have lunch. We've done day trips up there, and my wife never really gives me the chance of a break. So when Luna doesn't want to run, I'm the one that pedals, and I pull her around. But it's okay because we're having a good time, and Mackinac City is just beautiful.
Yeah,
and Mackinac Island.
Absolutely, yeah. You cannot beat that Michigan summer Mackinac. Really anywhere up north. I mean, it's just, and we're surrounded by fresh water, the Great Lakes. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. So we've had we've had a wonderful discussion. Just breaking down and getting into the meat and potatoes of the campaign. And Alex is fighting the good fight, being a voice for the constituents and the people of Rochester. And so with that being said, how can the people reach out to you and the team if they have questions, if they want to get to know you a little bit more, or, if they want more information about, who you are and, what you stand for and all that? How can they find you? Is there a website, social media, email? Now's the time to plug all the things.
Absolutely. So after they follow, like, and subscribe your podcast, then they're going to go to alexhawkinsformichigan.com. And that's my website. They'll be able to see any of my information. There's a contact us. There's a info@alexhawkinsformichigan.com. And people will be able to go on there if you have any questions, if you have concerns, if you just want to say hi, if you want to throw your support, alexhawkinsformichigan.com. Also, we have an Instagram page, Instagram/AlexHawkinsForMichigan, and Facebook.com/AlexHawkinsForMichigan. Both of those social media pages, we manage and we have people managing it. So if anybody does have questions or you have concerns, please feel free to message us on any of the platforms. We're here to answer questions. I'm here to work for you, the constituents. I'm here to be available and make sure that I'm accessible to all of you. So we will respond. We will answer questions, any of them, both sides of the political aisle, right? Left side, far right side, anybody that has questions, we have to be able to come together and work together to make this democracy continue to work.
Yeah, you heard it. You ask the questions. Always ask questions, I say. That's how you start a dialogue. That's how you start a conversation. That's how you get things done. Alex, thank you so much again for doing this and being here and your time. I know you just got a lot going on with the campaign, so I appreciate you sitting down and catching up and just chit-chatting as always. So with that being said, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to follow the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and we will be sure to get all those notifications, be sure to get all those updates with Talking with Hawkins. And I am Walter Hooper, and we are broadcasting here at the Knott Studios in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan. And thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, Walter.